Mark had explained that grizzlies often wandered the valley, feeding on soapberries or tender roots of willows. "The last thing we want to do is surprise one," he told me. The idea was to make lots of noise so they'd hear us and run off. You'd think that as a newcomer to grizzly country I would have been nervous, but the possibility that we'd come upon such a creature thrilled me. I was a daring 24-year-old, infatuated with life's surprises. Now, instead of returning to my carefully orchestrated life in the Rockies, I was considering relocating to Alaska for a man. The clear sky morning presented itself like a gift. It felt like a childhood snow day, when I was supposed to be doing one thing and was granted an unexpected chance to do something else. The rumble of the nearby creek reminded me of the Catskill waters I'd fly fished as soon as I was tall enough to wade. Even the smells of the trail enticed me. The unmistakable scent of ripening currants and musky, frost-nipped leaves were signposts on the way to my favorite season, winter. As I followed Mark along the trail, my thoughts jumped like stones skipping over glassy water, from bears munching on willows to untracked ski slopes, then back to this man with a steady and confident step. After a while, our traveling rhythm calmed my racing spirit. As the willows thinned and the sky broadened, we stopped to admire the craggy peaks that vaulted around us. Some mountains cradled snowfields on high slopes. Others birthed waterfalls that spilled down rocky gullies to the lush green valley floor. I asked Mark to show me Byron, the peak we'd climb that day. He leaned close, pointed to the up-valley horizon, and described the route we would follow. It all looked straightforward enough. In a mile or so, we'd reach the glacier, then traverse the lower snowfield before ascending its left-hand edge to several moderate pitches. Following his description, I could make out a juncture higher up, where we'd get off the glacier and onto a rocky ridge that led to Byron's 4,700-foot summit. I had never climbed such a spectacular mountain. My eyes lingered on her twin snow-capped peaks that posed like a sassy double dare. A high, gentle saddle lay between them. I remember imagining we'd walk that line, hand in hand along a tightrope that straddled this valley and the next. I asked Mark about the view. He described an endless expanse of unclimbed peaks. He said from Byron's summit we would look at glaciers that stretched for miles, all the way to the fjords off Prince William Sound. August 19th had beckoned like a bright promise. In hindsight, it's easy to spot danger lurking. 2 weeks earlier, before Mark joined the expedition, our group had actually navigated the massive glaciated Ruth Gorge. I'd skied it roped between Jim and Ronnie, moving tentatively over narrow ice bridges and zipping over others translucent from thinning ice. Back at base camp, I had remarked about the thrill of the traverse. My enthusiasm was met with cold stares. There was nothing good about it, Jim said. Someone else told me that we had no business being there. I heard them and cringed, embarrassed to have been so naive. Still, it had been spectacular to ski where few had ever gone, and we'd gotten away with it. Then, just the evening before the Byron climb, I'd gone with Mark to another Alaska Rescue Group barbecue. He and his ARG friends regularly practiced techniques to keep themselves and others out of harm's way. That night, they gathered to drink a few beers and practice setting up a Z-pulley, useful in crevasse rescue. For one enlightened moment, I recognized the importance of this skill. "I know you've got this down," I said to Mark, "but what if we're climbing together and you're stuck in a crevasse? I don't know if I could set up a pulley by myself." He assured me that of course I could, but that it wouldn't be necessary. Then he added, "Besides, that's why Nick and Jill are coming with us tomorrow. There's safety in numbers." The next morning, we'd been walking for about a half hour when the trail ended and the snowfield began. We had agreed to wait there for Nick and Jill, who followed 10 minutes behind.